You're tuned in to PyroKryptic X News, daily crypto coverage on the networks that matter. XRP, XLM, XDC, and many others. Let's get into it.
PyroKryptic News here. It's April 18th, 2025, and we've got a quick update for XLM investors.
Yeah, there's definitely been some movement, and folks are watching closely.
Absolutely. So let's get into the key factors. We're seeing headlines about price stability, whale activity, and some, well, mixed technical signals.
That sums it up pretty well. Let's start with the price action.
Sounds good. Where are we seeing XLM trading right now?
Right now, it's kind of hovering, around that $23 to $24 mark.
Okay. And the technicals? I hear they're suggesting some near-term weakness.
That's right. The short-term indicators, well, they lean a bit bearish. XLM's trading below some key moving averages.
Which often means potential for more selling.
It can, yeah. It's often interpreted that way. We've even seen one report suggest a possible dip towards 0.20 cents maybe in the next few days.
Okay. So if we dig into those indicators a little, like the RSI.
The relative strength index, it's technically neutral, but the overall sentiment feels, well, a bit more bearish. Not a strong upward momentum right now.
And those SAR dots, are they showing up above the price?
They are, yeah. Which can, sort of confirm that potential downtrend. Think of them like trailing resistance.
Got it. So resistance seems to be around that 0.238 to 0.244 area, making it hard to push up.
Exactly. And on the flip side, there's a key support level people are watching closely around 0.23 cents.
Right. And what about the moving averages themselves, short-term ones?
Yeah, looking at the daily short-term MAs, both simple and exponential, many are actually signaling sell right now.
So for very short-term traders, that's maybe a signal for caution.
It could be, yes. It's a confluence of signals. But, technical analysis isn't foolproof. Things can change fast with market sentiment or buying activity.
Okay, fair enough. But let's shift focus a bit, away from the immediate charts.
Yeah.
The longer-term story for Stellar, that still seems quite positive, doesn't it, based on its fundamentals?
Absolutely. That's where things look potentially more robust. Stellar's core mission, fast, cheap, cross-border payments and tokenizing real-world assets, that potential is still very much highlighted.
And we're seeing actual progress there, not just talk.
We are. Despite the price wobbles, the underlying tech keeps gaining traction. Financial institutions seem interested because it's efficient for international transactions.
Like that MasterCard integration. That seemed pretty significant.
Definitely. Integrating their crypto credential tool with Stellar, that's a big deal. It's aimed at making crypto remittances simpler, safer.
Which could help bridge crypto into, mainstream finance.
Precisely. It's a strong validation when a huge player like MasterCard sees utility in Stellar for everyday financial tasks. It really speaks to the long-term potential.
And then there's the whole real-world asset tokenization angle.
Right. That narrative is definitely growing.
Yeah.
You've got major players like Franklin Templeton using the Stellar network.
And Stellar's ranked pretty highly there, isn't it? Second only to Ethereum for value locked-in tokenized assets?
That's what the reports suggest, yeah. It's quite compelling. It shows Stellar has a strong foothold in a potentially huge growth area as more traditional finance explores blockchain for assets.
So a lot happening on the fundamental side.
Definitely. The Stellar Development Foundation even has ambitious targets for RWAs on the network this year. Shows commitment.
Okay, but then we also have these reports about whales, large XLM movements.
Yes, that's the other piece of the puzzle right now. Significant amounts of XLM being moved, including some transfers to what are being called dead wallets.
And that creates uncertainty.
It can, yeah. Because the intent behind these big moves isn't always clear. Does it signal a big sell-off is coming?
Or could it be something else, like long-term holding strategies or institutional shuffling?
Exactly. It could be accumulation, restructuring. It's ambiguous. So the market reaction often depends heavily on the current sentiment, even if the immediate supply impact isn't huge.
So putting it all together for investors, we have these kind of opposing forces, right? The short-term technicals looking a bit weak.
While the longer-term fundamentals, the partnerships, the RWA story, they paint a more optimistic picture.
And the whale activity throws in a bit of unpredictability in the near term.
That's a good summary. The price hovering where it is kind of reflects that tension. Short-term dynamics versus that long-term potential.
Okay. Well, this has been PyroKryptic News. As always, we remind you to stay informed and, crucially, do your own thorough research.
Absolutely. Consider both the immediate volatility and the underlying sort of foundational strengths of Stellar.
And perhaps a final thought to leave with our listeners.
Yeah, just that while the immediate price action might feel uncertain, Stellar's increasing use in really key areas like global payments and asset tokenization.
Plus the adoption by major financial players.
Right. It all builds a case for a kind of foundational strength that really warrants continued observation. Look at the development. Look at the adoption metrics.
That's it for today on PyroKryptic X News. Stay sharp, stay informed, and catch the next drop right here.